Will. Will. Oh, this is good. Let me take them socks off right now. Bruh. Look at this stuff. Those things are gone. Alright, well, I'm gonna go ahead and order it. You know how you will?
Wait, Dad, where are you going? Where, Mom? Mom! What's at Michelangelo's?
Pizza, sandwiches.
your school that was so crazy, you're convinced no other school could top it. I was sitting in history class when my best friend stormed in, slammed the door open, and yelled, "Who stole my game day jersey?" Everyone went quiet. Darnell was supposed to be playing in tonight's championship. D1 scouts were coming. Whoever took it has 10 minutes to give it back. Darnell yelled and pulled out his phone. Or I'm calling my brother. We all practically crapped ourselves. Darnell's brother Richardson had gotten expelled last year for stabbing a kid in the thigh over a girl. Who knows what he would do for his brother? Darnell walked further into the room and ordered Ren, the most shy girl in class, to empty her bag. I could see her shaking with fear as she started unzipping. "Faster!" Darnell yelled, grabbing her belongings and tossing them out himself. I stood up. "Darnell, relax, dude. We'll find it. Someone's just messing with you." He turned to me, stepped towards, and got in my face. "This is my one shot to not end up in a gang like the rest of my family. And someone thinks this is a joke?" He pushed me slightly. "Dude, what the—" I was interrupted by something behind me. A loud thud. I turned around and saw Kira literally drop to her knees, but she wasn't looking at Darnell. She was looking at her bag. My mind started spinning. Kira and Darnell dated last year, but he cheated on her with some girl from a different school. Everyone knew. All of a sudden, Kira started tearing through her backpack, dumping everything. Notebooks, pens, makeup, all of it hitting the floor. Darnell noticed and marched over. "You!" he yelled at her. "You took— I didn't take your stupid jersey!" Kira's voice shot over his. She didn't even look up, just kept tearing through her bag. "Where is it?" she muttered to herself. "Where is it? Where is it?" She sounded panicked, almost in tears. The girl next to her leaned over. "Where's what, Kira?" Kira's head snapped up. "None of your damn business." Her face was red and her voice cracked. Darnell even took a step away from her. "It's not here. I have to go!" Kira yelled, grabbed her empty bag, and sprinted out the door, knocking Darnell down on her way out. Everyone stared at her like she'd grown 5 heads as she ran out. "What was that about?" someone asked. Darnell stood up, confused, and now even more furious. "Does she know something?" he yelled. I shook my head. "I don't know, man. That was weird." He looked at his phone. "All right, I'm calling my brother." He started dialing. I could hear it ringing. Then a voice on the other end. "Someone stole my jersey. I need you." Darnell said. "Nah, I don't know who. I need you to help me find out." "Yeah, you can bring your knife." Darnell hung up, looked at all of us. "He's coming up now." The next few minutes were the longest of my life. Darnell kept getting kids to empty their bags. Our substitute teacher hadn't shown up, so there was nobody to stop him. Then, 5 minutes after Darnell made the call, the fire alarm went off. My stomach dropped. Was this Richardson? Was he already here? Everyone froze, listening to that god-awful alarm noise, waiting for the announcement that it was just a drill. But then the intercom crackled. "This is not a drill. All students evacuate immediately." Mr. Hendricks, the teacher next door, burst through the door. "Everyone out, now!" The panic hit at once. Chairs started screeching, bodies shoving. Darnell pushed past everyone toward the exit first. Out in the hallway, the smell hit immediately. Smoke. Real smoke. Everyone poured down the stairwell, through the side exit, into the parking lot. I saw teachers yelling, students running, sirens already in the distance. I scanned the crowd for Richardson. He wasn't there. "Where's your brother?" I grabbed Darnell's arm. "I don't know. He said he was coming." "Then where?" That's when I saw the smoke pouring out of the science wing, and the car, green Honda, wedged into the side of the building. Flames climbing the hood. I knew that car. Everyone knew that car. It was Kira's. Why was Kira's car wedged into the science building? I looked closer and saw paramedics already pulling someone out, but it wasn't Kira. It was someone younger. I squinted, and my jaw dropped. It was Maisie, Kira's little sister, 13, Down syndrome, sweetest kid in the world. Darnell grabbed my shoulder. "Where's Kira?" I looked around. She wasn't in the crowd, wasn't anywhere. How was this possible? How did a 13-year-old girl with Down syndrome steal a car and ram it into the school? The full story came out 3 days later. Maisie saw that Darnell cheated on Kira, watched her sister cry for weeks. One night, Kira said, "I wish someone humiliated him the way he—" Maisie said she'd do it. Kira laughed. "If you ever do it, I'll let you drive my car." It was a joke, but Maisie took it literally. She memorized Darnell's locker combo, snuck into the boys' locker room that morning during practice while security was sleeping, took the jersey. Then she took Kira's keys from her bag before first period and went to the parking lot. She was going to drive Kira's car around the lot once, just to claim her reward. But then she got in, started driving, and when it was time to stop, she hit gas instead of brakes, went straight through the science wing wall. Kira figured it out the second Darnell walked in. That's why she checked her bag. That's why she ran. Maisie survived. Broken arm, concussion. According to her, it was something she would definitely do again. What happened at your... I knocked out the smallest, weakest kid in school. I didn't have any problems with bullying in high school until I met Chester. He was about 4 feet 11 inches and weighed 85 pounds. He was literally the tiniest kid in the 12th grade. Even though he was the smallest and weakest, he was the worst bully I had ever met. He could be as abusive to anyone he wanted because both of his brothers were 6 feet 6 inches and weighed 300 pounds and were pure muscle. They were the starting offensive linemen on the football team and were not to be messed with. Everyone in school would never go against Chester because they were terrified of his big brothers. I was doing the bench press in weightlifting class, and Chester took a 5-pound dumbbell, and while I was laying there, he said, "Hey, dude, have you ever felt a snake bite?" I looked up at him and he slammed the dumbbell down into my ribs, cracking 2 of them. I told the teacher and Chester denied it, saying that I was making it up. He has a way of acting like a soft-spoken victim and said, "I'm not even strong enough to lift a 5-pound weight, sir." The teacher believed him and let it go. I couldn't breathe or laugh too hard for 2 months. The next incident happened in history class. The teacher stepped out for a minute and Chester was sitting right behind me. He asked me, "Have you ever felt the devil's pinch?" As I turned to see what he was talking about, he stabbed me in the back of my shoulder with a pencil. It went in about an inch and I had never felt pain like that. I told my teacher and he asked Chester if he did it and he denied it and said, "Ask anyone here if they saw me do it. They'll tell you the truth. He's making it up." The teacher looked out at the other students and they all turned away, not wanting to go against stupid little Chester. The teacher gave some lame talk about how we all have to be kinder to each other and didn't discipline Chester. I had to leave school and get 7 stitches. My mom asked me what happened, and the reason I didn't tell her was because I knew that I would have to handle this myself in some way. At some point. I wasn't sure how yet. Then about a month later in PE, we were playing baseball, and Chester came up behind me and said, "Have you ever felt a scorpion sting?" Before I could respond, he cracked me in the side of the knee with a metal bat. I was limping for a month and still feel pain in my knee when it rains. I started taking kickboxing classes after school because I couldn't keep letting this crap happen. My instructor was awesome and taught me just enough to be able to handle myself. I trained trained for almost a year, 5 or 6 days a week. I sparred with other semi-pro kickboxers and would get beaten up at first, then slowly started getting in some shots and being able to hang with them. I earned their respect. Chester would randomly slap or punch me at different times throughout the rest of the school year, and I just took it, stored each blow away in my mind. I was a senior, and I didn't want to get into any trouble that would mess with my college scholarship. I was patient. I waited for the last day of school when I knew that I couldn't really get into any trouble for fighting. I waited for 7th period to end. I walked up to the tiny little menacing bastard and I said, "Hey Chester, have you ever felt a tiger's claw?" He looked at me confused, and before he could answer, I threw a brutal series of punches, kicks, and elbows that knocked him unconscious. His dumb little face slammed into the concrete. A crowd formed and watched him amazed. Then his two massive brothers rushed in and saw him laying there in a pool of his own blood. They both got in my face and said, "Try and hit me like that. Go ahead, try." I stared at them and said, "You both may be huge and you might kill him, but I'll tell you right now, I will take one or both of you with me to the grave." They both stared at me. No one had ever challenged them like that. I walked away without having to fight them. Chester had 17 broken bones and had to eat through a straw for 4 months. No charges were pressed because Chester had abused so many people that even his own parents felt like he deserved what he got. When I think back on that day, I still get the warm and fuzzies. I knocked out the smallest and weakest kid in school. I didn't have any problems with bullying in high school until I met Chester. He was about 4 feet 11 inches and weighed 85 pounds. He was literally the tiniest kid in the 12th grade. Even though he was the smallest and weakest, he was the worst bully I had ever faced. He could be as ruthless to anyone he wanted because both of his brothers were 6 feet 6 inches and weighed 300 pounds and were pure muscle. They were the starting offensive linemen on the football team and were not to be messed with. Everyone in school would never go against Chester because they were terrified of his big brothers. I was doing the bench press and weightlifting class, and Chester took a 5-pound dumbbell, and while I was laying there, he said, "Hey doofus, have you ever felt a snake bite?" I looked up at him and he slammed the dumbbell down into my ribs, cracking 2 of them. I told the teacher and Chester denied it, saying that I was making it up. He has a way of acting like a soft-spoken victim. He said, "I'm not even strong enough to lift a 5-pound weight, sir." The teacher believed me. The reader laughed too hard at the teacher. The next day, in history class, the teacher stepped out for a minute. Chester was behind me. He asked me, "Have you ever felt the devil's pinch?" As I turned to see what he was talking about, he stabbed me in the back of the head. It went in about an inch, and I had never felt pain like that. I told my teacher, and he asked Chester if he did it. He denied it. He said, "Ask me." Chester, the teacher gave me a talk about how we all have to be kinder to each other. And didn't discipline Chester. I had to be really get 7 stitches. My mom asked me what happened, and the reason I didn't tell her is because I knew that I would have to handle this myself in some way. At some point, I wasn't sure how yet. Then about a month later, we were playing baseball, and Chester came up behind me and said, "Have you ever felt a scorpion sting?" Before I could respond, he cracked me in the side of the knee with a metal bat. I was limping for a month and still feel pain in my knee when it rains. I started taking kickboxing classes after school because I couldn't keep letting this crap happen. My instructor was awesome and taught me just enough to be able to handle myself. I trained for almost a year, 5 or 6 days a week. I sparred with other semi-pro kickboxers and would get beaten up at first, then slowly started getting in some shots and being able to hang with them. I earned
Well, they got a medallion.
Bruh, come on. We'll be right, we'll be back in like 2 minutes. Alright, well, I'm not going to get up. I'm not going to like it for us this afternoon. I'll get that one, brother. Go, go. Let's go.
Don't worry,
Well, try that again. Next time, take it.
here's the front and bathroom.
Wait, Buzz wasn't using my Crocs.
Yeah.
Why is he using my Crocs?
If you come around with, oh, well, you can use those slippers if you want.
respect. Chester would randomly slap or punch me at different times throughout the rest of the school year, and I just took it, stored each blow away in my mind. I was a senior, and I didn't want to get into any trouble that would mess with my college scholarship. I was patient. I waited for the last day of school when I knew that I couldn't really get into any trouble for fighting. I waited for 7th period to end. I walked up to the tiny little menacing bastard, and I said, "Hey, Chester, have you ever felt a tiger's claw?" He looked at me confused, and before...
A man stopped me from saving his wife because I'm a woman, and it cost him everything. A woman collapsed in the grocery store, and I started CPR immediately, but her husband ran over and shoved me off her. "What do you think you are doing? You're not a doctor. You're going to kill her." I told him I was a nurse and I could help. He stepped between me and his wife's body. A nurse isn't a doctor. I'm not letting some random woman break my wife's ribs because she watched too much Grey's Anatomy. I tried to get around him and he shoved me again. "Don't touch her or I will call my lawyer." Behind him, his wife was turning blue. Other shoppers started gathering around us and one man yelled at him to move. "Let her help. Your wife is dying." He didn't budge. "You need to stay out of this. This woman is obviously not a medical professional. Look at her. She's probably a secretary or a teacher playing pretend. She doesn't know what she's doing." I told him again I was a registered nurse and every second he wasted was killing his wife. Even if you are a nurse, nurses don't do CPR. Real doctors do CPR. Men who actually went to medical school. You're just going to make it worse because women panic in emergencies. I've seen it 100 times. Hell, you're panicking right now. I can see it in your face. A woman shouted that the ambulance was still 5 minutes away. I tried to push past him and he grabbed my wrist to stop me. I said, "Don't touch her. I'm not letting my wife die because some hysterical woman wanted to play hero." His wife's lips were purple now. A teenage store employee was sitting and begging him to move, but he wouldn't. My wife deserves a real doctor, not some girl who thinks she knows better than everyone else just because she took a weekend class. I told him his wife would be dead soon if he didn't move. We'll wait for the paramedics and see what they say. They're professionals. You're just a woman who wants attention. A man in a work uniform pushed through the crowd and tackled the husband to the ground. "Do it now. I've got him." I dropped to my knees and started to cry.
practice school. Can you see if Bryson can come over? I think I thought Bryson was still in trouble. I think I'll go today. Y'all supposed to do it.
pushed. Aimbot, bro. And later in the game, I ran into him again. Bro, what is he doing? Why is he giving up? And I noticed that he sent me a friend request. And when he joined, he was being super toxic.
Yo, level 225? Dude, you gotta touch grass.
Bro, I only play like 30 minutes a day because I found the secret XP method.
Yeah, sure, bro. Alright, show me that.
So you get XP for every build that you break. That means if you put in the secret fly code and quickly build the base and break it all down, you will get a massive amount of XP. So he made a huge base and broke it, and this happened.
I just got 90k XP though. What?
And that's not even the best part. If you put in the fly code and the secret code, from here, favorite the creator, go in the coin slot, get the minigun, and shoot the box for even more XP. And to try it, search up this map. So
Mid-flight, the attendant
So I was in an Unreal lobby when I got pushed. Aimbot, bro. And later in the game, I ran into him again. Bro, what is he doing? Why is he giving up? And I noticed that he sent me a friend request. And when he joined, he was being super toxic.
Yo, level 225? Dude, you gotta touch grass.
Bro, I only play like 30 minutes a day because I found this.
Mid-flight, the attendant handed me a drink with a napkin that said, "Your seatmate is not who their passport says they are. I've alerted authorities. Keep them talking for 45 minutes." My hand froze. I looked up at the flight attendant walking away, then slowly turned to the guy next to me. He was maybe 25, wearing a faded college hoodie, headphones around his neck. He'd been quiet the whole flight, just staring out the window. "You good?" he asked, noticing my expression. Yeah. My voice cracked. I cleared my throat and did what the note said. "Long flight, huh? Tell me about it." He stretched. "I hate flying." "Where you headed?" I tried to sound casual, but my heart was hammering. "Home. Haven't been back in years." He smiled, but something about it felt off. Too practiced. I needed to keep him talking. "Family visit?" "Parents." He paused. "They'll be surprised to see me." That pause. That word choice. I glanced at my watch. 42 minutes left. "College?" I gestured at his hoodie. "Used to go there. Before..." He stopped himself. "Before I transferred." The plane hit turbulence. The flight attendant suddenly stumbled, spilling a full tray of drinks near us. In the commotion, I saw her lock eyes with me and nod slightly. This was deliberate. While everyone was distracted, the guy's backpack fell open. I saw it before he could zip it up. An old ID card. The plastic cracked and faded. The photo showed a kid, maybe 14 or 15, with the same eyes as my seatmate, but the name made my blood run cold. Lucas Morrison, missing since 2014. I'd seen that case on the news years ago. A kid who vanished from his school, presumed dead after 6 months. He caught me staring. "You saw it." I didn't know what to say. 28 minutes left. "I know what you're thinking," he said quietly, "but that's actually me. That's really me. Lucas Morrison disappeared. I didn't disappear. I was taken." His voice shook. "Those people, the ones who called themselves my parents for 10 years, they kept me moving. Different states, different names, always running. Why now? Why escape now? Because I finally figured out who I really was. Found my real birth certificate in their lockbox 6 months ago. I've been planning this ever since." He leaned closer, whispering. "I bought my own ticket, separate from them. They think I'm going to meet them at baggage claim like always, but not this time." The plane intercom crackled. "Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be beginning our descent shortly." Lucas looked panicked. "They're on this flight. The people who took me. They flew separately so it wouldn't look suspicious. Seats 12A and 12B. They have no idea I know the truth." I glanced back. An older couple, nervous looking. The woman kept checking her watch. Then she stood up, heading toward the bathroom. She'd have to pass us. "Look natural," Lucas hissed. She walked by slowly, too slowly, eyes scanning us. My stomach dropped. Did she suspect something? "Lucas, honey," she called out. "We're landing soon. Don't forget your bag." "I won't, Mom," he said automatically, his voice hollow. The way he said "Mom" made my skin crawl. Years of conditioning in 2 syllables. After she passed, his hands were shaking. "That attendant," Lucas whispered. "She noticed my hands shaking when I boarded. I have this scar." He showed me a mark on his wrist from when they burned my fingerprints when I was 15. She's seen trafficking cases before. She knew. 8 minutes left. The attendant appeared again, leaning down. "Mr. Morrison, authorities are waiting at the gate. Your real parents have been notified. They're on their way." Lucas started crying. Actually crying. 10 years of being someone else, living a lie. "We needed you to keep him talking," she said to me. "FBI. I've been tracking this case for 3 years. They've been flying him internationally to avoid detection. Today was supposed to be another relocation to Canada. Permanent disappearance." She tapped her badge, hidden under her vest. "Your conversation got him to admit everything. My partner in the galley recorded it all." The plane touched down. Through the window, I saw police surrounding the gate. The couple in 12A and 12B tried to run when the doors opened. They didn't make it 10 feet. Mid-flight, the attendant handed me a drink with a napkin that said, "Your seatmate is not who their passport says they are. I've alerted authorities." him talking for 45 minutes. My hand froze. I looked up at the flight attendant walking away, then slowly turned to the guy next to me. He was maybe 25, wearing a faded college hoodie, headphones, Parker into the living room the day after he married my mother and explained how things were going to work in his house. Let me be clear about something, he said. You're not my kids. I didn't ask for you. Your real dad didn't want you and neither do I. But I love your mother, so here we are. That means you don't get anything from me for free. You want breakfast? You earn it. You want dinner? You earn it. You want a coat, a blanket, a pillow? You work for every single thing in this house or you go without. Parker asked what we had to do and Larry grabbed his chin hard. You do whatever I tell you to do and you do it perfectly. You want breakfast? The kitchen floor better be clean enough to eat off by 6 a.m. You want dinner? The house and yard better be spotless when I get home. If I find one single thing wrong with your work, you get nothing. If you can't contribute to this household, you don't deserve to take from it. My mother stood behind him nodding. Larry's right, she said. Nobody gave me anything for free either. I was only 8 years old, but I learned to scrub the kitchen floor on my hands and knees in the dark at 5 a.m. because if Larry found a single streak I didn't eat, he would crouch down with a flashlight looking for any spot I missed and smile when he found one. Guess you're not hungry enough, he'd say, while I watched him put the cereal back in the cabinet. Larry assigned Parker the bathrooms and made him scrub the toilets and showers every morning before school just to earn a bowl of cereal. One morning, Parker missed a spot of mildew behind the toilet. Larry found it and dragged Parker to the kitchen by his arm. Then he dumped his cereal into the trash while Parker watched. You think you deserve to eat when you can't even clean a toilet, right? Larry said. Maybe being hungry will teach you a lesson. Parker didn't miss a spot again. We learned to work through everything because stopping meant starving. I got a stomach bug once and couldn't get out of bed, so Larry stripped my room bare. Mattress, blankets, pillow, everything. You don't work, you don't get to keep your things, he said. You want to act like a sick dog? You can sleep on the floor like one. I had to lay on that cold floor for 3 nights, shaking and sick, while Larry stepped over me on his way to bed. Parker saw all of it. After that, he started working through everything. Fevers, injuries, exhaustion. I watched my little brother rake leaves in the rain with hands so cold they were turning blue because he knew what would happen if he stopped. Parker was 8 when he came home from school, pale and shivering with his skin burning hot. I don't feel good, he whispered to me, and I could see the terror in his eyes because being sick meant not working, and not working meant not eating. He tried anyway. He made it halfway through scrubbing the bathtub before he collapsed on the tile, shaking so hard I could hear his teeth rattling. Larry stood in the doorway looking down at him like he was garbage. Get up, he said. You're not done. Parker tried to stand and his legs buckled. I can't, he whispered. I'm sorry. I'll do extra tomorrow. I promise. I just can't right now. Larry's face didn't change. Then you don't eat, and since you're so sick you can't be useful. You don't need a bed or a coat or anything else. Useless people don't get comfort. He took everything from Parker's room. For 3 days, my little brother laid on the bare floor with a fever of 103, shivering in a t-shirt because Larry had taken every warm thing he owned. I snuck him my coat when Larry wasn't looking. I snuck him crackers and water and prayed Larry wouldn't find out. By day 2, Parker stopped asking for food. By day 3, he stopped talking. On day 4, I had to carry him to the bus because he couldn't stand. His teacher took one look at him and called an ambulance. He was so malnourished, his organs were starting to fail. A detective showed up at the hospital and sat next to Parker's bed. Sweetheart, can you tell me why you're so sick? She asked gently. I didn't earn food this week, he whispered. I was too sick to work. Larry got 9 years. My mother got 4 for standing there and watching her son almost die. Did your parents ever punish?
No, 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 just like the wind. No, 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 just like the wind. Click it right now. We have to click it right now, quick. We just need 2 people to join the live right now and click the gift box at the bottom right and send a 2026 gift. And then, yup, I'm clicking it, chat. I'm clicking it. Here we go. Here we go. Let's click it. Let's click it. Let's click it. Here we go. Here we go, guys. Everyone tell me, number 1 or number 2. Which tooth should I press right now? No, 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 not in 10 seconds. No, no. That everybody spams go. And look how pointy these are. They're insanely pointy. So everyone, we're gonna do it. We're doing it, guys. We're doing.
What am I doing? What am I doing? No, I freaking tried to hit you and I freaking knocked myself off. Made my own PC tweaking software. Would you use it?
15 seconds. I'm pressing the last tooth once.
I would partner with you.
Down from 10 right now. Everyone in the chat, count down from 10. Right now. Everyone in the chat, count down from 10. Right now. Everyone in the chat, count down from 10. Everyone in the chat, count down from 10.
Yeah. 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 You're Thomas.
Yeah, I'm streaming.
You're streaming? I'm streaming too.
Hey, Thomas.
Wait, Thomas.
You're streaming? I'm streaming too.
Wait, Thomas.
Wait, Thomas. Yeah?
Wait, what are you streaming on?
Wait, Thomas.
Nice. Wait, do you got any people watching you?
Like, maybe nice. Wait, you got any people watching?
Huh? 5? Nice. I have like 2.
Huh? 5? Nice.
Yeah, wait, are you gonna play the tournament?
Yeah, wait, are you gonna play the tournament?
I'm about to play, I might stream it. Okay. Wait, I just probably need to do like a little bit of. Wait, can we do like a. Can we do like. Do you want to do box fights? I need to warm up for the tournament.
Do you want to do box fights? I need to warm up for the tournament. Okay, so we could play box PvP, 2v2, what, like what?
Let's just do this. We can do it on public.
Let's just do this. We can do it on public.
Right.
What are you streaming on?
YouTube.
What are you streaming on? YouTube. Alright, the kids aren't even that good.
Wait, what kid are you spectating? I'm spectating like this light skin. This kid is like got
This kid is just wearing his footy combo, but he's looking down.
Yeah. I mean.
Alright, so apparently that's the best one in the game.
Oh, you're right by me. I'm dead, bro. Wait. Do you want a team? No, wait, don't kill me. Yo, bro, why'd you kill me? Oh, let's go. Welcome to the stream, guys.
No.
Wait, do you want a team?
Alright, bro, the Renegade is the best one. He's like his dad.
Is the best one?
Well, no, he's not. He's not the best one. Me and you are probably the best.
Yeah. Yo, he almost, bro, Renegade Raider almost just got clipped.
Oh, heck no, he's using sip. Wait, no, he's not. Oh, heck no, he's good. Your delay on your stream is not that good.
Yeah. I don't know why it's delaying.
You know, if you have your stream playing while you're playing, it'll like repeat the audio.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, so this is the best one.
Yeah. Wait, do you want a team?
And of course, he is right beside me.
Oh, bro, I'm lagging like crazy right now, bro. Dead. No, my lag right now, I'm not gonna lie, is insane. Bro, why is my lag so bad? Bro, what? Oh, this is you, bro. But there's two of the same skins in here. No, bro, I'm dead. I'm lagging like crazy right now, bro. Huh? Bro, I'm on 400 ping right now. Bro, I'm like, bro, what server am I on right now, bro? Ew. We got another person in here.
These people got like way better.
Yeah. Bro, this guy's sense is so high.
What are you doing? He's dead.
Anyway, Thomas, do you want a team?
Alright.
Wait, this is me. No, bro, what? There's like 5 kids around me, bro. Tutu sawo ta ta da sawo tutu sawo da sawo sing. Copy body.
Yo, this kid is buns.
Oh, what kid is it?
Hey, go to lobby.
Alright, good. I mean, I have a tournament starting in 6 minutes. So.
Alright, so let's... Alright.
Well, I mean,
Let's play Reload.
no, I can't. I got a tournament in 6 minutes.
Oh, well. Good luck.
That's kind of crazy.
This is Dirt Bikes versus MTB, episode 2, and at number 3, crazy skills on a dirt bike. Versus skills on an MTB. At number 2, balancing it on a dirt bike. Versus balancing it on an MTB. And at number 1, surpassing the fear level on dirt bike.
This is heaven.
Versus MTB. This is Dirt Bikes versus MTB.
My son won the spelling bee, and now we're in a safe house. Dylan has always been terrible at spelling. The kid once spelled restaurant as restaurant and argued his version made more sense. So when his school announced he'd be competing in the regional spelling bee, I assumed it was some participation trophy situation. The morning of the competition, I asked if he was nervous. Not really, he said. I've got it handled. That should have been my first warning sign. Dylan has never had anything handled in his entire 11 years of life. We arrived at the auditorium, and I watched Dylan join the other kids on stage. The competition started normally. Kids spelled words like necessary and occurrence, while parents recorded everything. Then it was Dylan's turn. Your word is surveillance, the judge said. There was no way Dylan knew how to spell that. He once spelled Wednesday as Wednesday, and insisted spell check was broken. Dylan leaned into the microphone. Surveillance, S-U-R-V-E-I-L-L-A-N, surveillance. That is correct. I stared at my son like he'd just spoken fluent Mandarin. Round after round, Dylan spelled every word perfectly. Pneumonia, rhythm, bureaucracy. Words I wasn't even sure I could spell. The other parents whispered, impressed by this spelling prodigy. But I wasn't impressed. I was terrified. Because Dylan doesn't study. He plays Fortnite until 2 a.m. and argues that homework violates his human rights. There was no possible way he knew these words. By the final round, it was down to Dylan and a girl from a private school. The judge gave Dylan his word. Pseudonym. Dylan didn't hesitate. Pseudonym. S-E-U-D-O-N-Y-M. Pseudonym. That is correct. Dylan is our regional champion. The auditorium erupted in applause. I stayed in my seat, watching Dylan accept his trophy with a smile that didn't reach his eyes. On the drive home, I asked how he knew all those words. I studied, he said, staring out the window. Since when do you study? Since I wanted to win. His voice was flat, rehearsed. This wasn't my son talking. That night I searched his backpack after he fell asleep. No study materials, nothing. Then I checked his laptop. His browser history had been completely wiped. I checked his email and found his inbox empty except for one message from an address I didn't recognize. You did well today. We'll be in touch. My hands started shaking. The next morning, I drove Dylan to school but parked across the street and watched. A black sedan pulled up. Two men in suits got out and walked toward the entrance. They moved with the kind of purpose that made my stomach twist. I called Dylan's cell phone. Dad, I'm in class. Get out of the building right now. Go to the back exit and wait for me. Dad, what's... Now Dylan. I drove around back. Dylan came running out, his face pale. Get in. He jumped into the car and I floored it. I kept checking the rearview mirror, but the road stayed empty. Dad, what's going on? Tell me the truth. How did you win that spelling bee? Dylan's eyes filled with tears. They made me. Who made you? I don't know their names. They came to our house when you were at work last month. They said if I didn't do what they told me, they'd hurt you. My heart stopped. What did they tell you to do? They gave me a list of words to memorize. They said I had to win the spelling bee. They said someone important would be watching, and winning would prove I could follow instructions. Then it hit me. 6 months ago, I'd witnessed a murder outside a convenience store. I'd given a statement to the police, but they told me the suspect had fled the country. They'd lied. I pulled into a gas station and dialed the detective. We need to talk. Now, 2 hours later, federal marshals showed up at a hotel. They confirmed what I already knew. The man I'd witnessed killing someone was part of an organized crime family, and they'd been looking for leverage to keep me from testifying. They were going to use your son, the marshal explained. The spelling bee was a test. If he won, it proved they had control over your family. How did they even know he was in a spelling bee? They've been watching you for months. The marshals drove us to a safe house that night. Dylan sat in the back seat, still holding his trophy. He looked at me with tears streaming down his face. I'm sorry, Dad. I didn't know what else to do. I pulled him close. You did exactly right. You kept yourself safe, and you trusted me when it mattered. We've been here for 3 weeks now. New names, new location, new lives waiting for us after the trial. Dylan had to leave his trophy behind because the marshals said it could be traced. Last night, he asked me if he could compete in spelling bees again someday. I told him maybe, but only if he actually studies this time. He smiled for the first time since this started. Deal. My son won the spelling bee.
But yo, I lost my phone. I didn't know the time it, so I probably asked somebody the time and everything. Oh, my bad, my bad. Sorry, chill. I didn't know what time it is. You know the time?
Yeah, that's the fucking time, bro.
All right, bro. Nah, my bad. I'm sorry about that. Oh!
Bro!
Yo! I got him. Yo! Damn, he's fast. Yo. Look. Give me his wallet. What am I talking about? Give me the wallet. Give me the wallet. Why are you taking people's wallets? Do that, bro. Get out of here. Leave me alone. Damn, broke ass boy. Watch your business, nigga. Shut up. We're taking people's wallets and stuff. Damn, let me see how much money he got in here, though. Oh, that's why he probably took it. Damn, he got hella money. Nah, we gonna be good. We're gonna go return it. Yo, I got your wallet, bro. Yeah.
Bro, I appreciate you so fucking
You're welcome, bro.
Who the fuck was
I don't know, but look, I gotta go home. It's cold. I got a question.
Rave? Yeah, what's up, buddy?
Can I get a reward?
Huh?
Can I get a reward? Please? I got your wallet back.
I mean, I get that, bro, but I mean...
Please, I got your wallet back, you know what I'm saying? And you got mad money, bro.
Oh, you gotta give me all that money? Chop right, bro, chop right.
What you mean chop right? Are you serious? But yo, I lost my phone. I didn't know what time it is, so I probably asked somebody the time and everything. Oh, my... Sorry, chill. I didn't even know what time it is. You know the time?
Yeah, that's the fucking...
When a substitute teacher accused me of faking being blind and threw my cane across the classroom, my faith in humanity was restored. I had just walked through the door when I heard the substitute mutter, "Oh great, we have one of these." I used my cane to navigate to my usual front row seat the same way I had 100 times before, so that I didn't bump into a single desk. The substitute watched me sit down and said, "Interesting, you walk like you can see exactly where you are going." I told her I had the path memorized, and she laughed. Memorized? Sure, that's one word for it. I started to explain that blind people learn their environments, and she cut me off. "Sweetheart, I wasn't born yesterday. Your eyes look perfectly normal to me. You are just pretending you're blind for the attention and extra time on tests." She suddenly grabbed my arm and yanked me to the front of the room, turning me around to face the class. "Everyone take a good look at your classmate. This is what a liar looks like." She grabbed my chin and tilted my face toward the light. "Look at her eyes. There is absolutely nothing wrong with them." She held her hand in front of my face. "How many fingers am I holding up? And don't play stupid." I told her I couldn't see her hand, and she slammed it down on my desk so hard that everyone in the classroom jumped. "That's interesting, because you flinched. So clearly something is working just fine in there. Do you care to explain that to me?" A few boys in the back started laughing, and I could feel my face burning red from embarrassment. When I didn't answer her, she started snapping her fingers right next to my ear. "Hello? Are you deaf too, or just stupid?" The girl at the desk next to mine quietly said, "I don't think you should be doing this," and the substitute started yelling at her. "I didn't ask for your opinion. If you say another word, I'll give you detention." The girl went silent, and the substitute turned back to me. "See, nobody is going to save you here, so you might as well just tell the truth." She grabbed my cane, which I had propped against my desk. "You don't even need this thing. I watched you walk in here just fine. You are just using it as a prop." My hands were shaking, and it took everything in me to keep my voice steady. "I have documentation from my doctor, and the school has had it since freshman year. If you want to call the office, they can verify everything for you." She laughed and tossed my cane across the room where it clattered against the wall. "Paperwork can be faked, honey. I've seen it done 100 times by kids just like you." I could feel tears burning behind my eyes, but I refused to let them fall. She leaned in close enough that I could smell the coffee on her breath. "If you don't tell the truth by the end of class, I'm reporting you to administration for fraud, and I'll make sure they pull every single one of your little accommodations." A chair scraped hard against the floor, and a voice I recognized spoke up. "Give her the cane back." It was Calvin, the boy who had tripped me in the hallway a dozen times since freshman year. He had knocked my cane out of my hand so many times that I lost count. The substitute said, "Excuse me? Just who do you think you're talking to?" Calvin's voice was shaking with anger. "You bitch. Give the cane back and leave her alone. Now." She told him to sit down or she would send him to the office. How would you feel if someone plucked your eyes?
What?
What's wrong?
Can't do it.
You're ballistic on those onion rings. Nobody leaves a full plate of onion rings. I probably just went to the bathroom. We should take them. Oh, wait, that doesn't seem right. Did you take the onion rings? No. No, we ordered these. No, you didn't. You ordered a bottomless pop and 2 glasses. All right. It's okay. It's an honest mistake. Yeah, who leaves a full plate of onion rings unattended? I say we stop the finger pointing. They were our fault and let it go.
Teenagers today run wild and steal onion rings, and it won't stop until somebody takes a stand. I'm not afraid of your game.
If you can just pay for the onion rings you ate and buy them another order, I can let you off the hook. Okay, fine. If we could just borrow 1,200 pennies from your take a penny, leave a penny jar, I guess I have no choice but to call the authorities. Well, wait. If I may, something else. Thanks. Shotgun! Stop carrying!
If you can say baby without showing your teeth, it means you are attractive. If you can say baby without showing your teeth, it means you are attractive.
Baby.
What made your sweet grandma snap in front of the entire family? My stepmom, Janet, decided to announce her pregnancy at my college graduation party. She stood up during my thank you speech, tapping her glass with a spoon. Since the whole family's here, she smiled, pulling out an ultrasound photo. We wanted to share our blessing. My mom, who worked 3 jobs to put me through college, just sat there frozen. That's when my 78-year-old grandma, who everyone called Sweet Betty, slowly stood up. Oh, honey, she said, grabbing the champagne bottle. Let me be the first to congratulate you. She shook the bottle hard, aimed it directly at Janet's white designer dress, and popped the cork. The spray hit Janet full force, soaking her completely. As Janet shrieked, Grandma looked confused. Oh my arthritis must have made the bottle slip, but since you're already wet, she proceeded to pour the entire bottle over Janet's head. There, now you're glowing, dear. Janet ran out crying. My dad started yelling, but Grandma just smiled. What? I thought we were celebrating. Besides, she winked at my mom. Dad and Janet divorced 6 months later. She wasn't actually pregnant. Now at every family gathering, Grandma hands me a bottle of champagne as a joke. What made your sweet grandma snap in front of the entire family? My stepmom, Janet, decided to announce her pregnancy at my college graduation party. She stood up during my thank you speech, tapping her glass with a spoon. Since the whole family's here, she smiled, pulling out an ultrasound photo. We wanted to share our blessing. My mom, who'd worked 3 jobs to put me through college, just sat there frozen. That's when my 78-year-old grandma, who everyone called Sweet Betty, slowly stood up. Oh, honey, she said, grabbing the champagne bottle. Let me be the first to congratulate you. She shook the bottle hard, aimed it directly at Janet's white designer dress, and popped the cork. The spray hit Janet full force, soaking her completely. As Janet shrieked, Grandma looked confused. Oh my arthritis must have made the bottle slip, but since you're already wet, she proceeded to pour the entire bottle over Janet's head. There, now you're glowing, dear. Janet ran out crying. My dad started yelling, but Grandma just smiled. What? I thought we were celebrating. Besides, she winked at my mom. Dad and Janet divorced 6 months later. She wasn't actually pregnant. Now at every family gathering, Grandma hands me a bottle of champagne as a joke. What made your sweet grandma snap in front of the entire family? My stepmom, Janet, decided to announce her pregnancy at my college graduation party. She stood up during...